Good morning, children. In this chapter of manufacturing industries, today we are going to discuss about the classification of industries. We have studied how industries are located or where industries are located. What are the factors necessary for the location of industry? So here today we will discuss how these industries are classified. We know there are many various products or different types of products which are manufactured and available in the markets we use in our daily life, like the toothpaste, vegetable oil, cement or electric bulbs, etc., medicines, etc. we are using in our daily life. How these are produced or in which type of industries these are manufactured. We can say many classification based on different factors industries are classified. For example, we can say on the basis of source of raw materials used, how the raw materials are used, what are the raw materials used. Based on the raw materials used, industries are classified into agro based and mineral based. These are on the basis of the raw materials used. So agro-based industries, we can say based on the agriculture. Industries which are based on agriculture. For example, we can say cotton, woolen, jute, silk textile, rubber, and sugar, tea, coffee, edible oil, etc. These are all agricultural products. So agro-based industries are cotton industry, we can say woolen industry, silk industry, rubber industry, etc. These are all agricultural products, so that these are called agro-based industries. Some other industries which are based on mineral-based industries. Example, we can say iron and steel, cement, aluminium, machine tools, petrochemicals, etc. These industries are based on the minerals, because in these industries minerals, variety of minerals are used. Now, according to their main role, industries main role, basic or key industries. Another classification is basic or key industries. These are, they supply their products as raw materials to manufacture other goods. Basic or key industries produce or provide some raw materials for other industries. For example, you can say iron and steel and copper smelting, aluminium smelting. These are the industries or key industries or basic industries. They provide raw materials to large scale industries. Now, another classification is consumer industries. They are producing goods for direct use. Consumer industries are producing goods for the direct use for the consumers. So we can say sugar is an example, toothpaste, paper, sewing machines, fans, etc. ready to use. These are not necessary to convert into any other product or not need to process. Its work is done, everything is ready for direct consumption. Sugar, we can say sugar we are consuming directly using, and toothpaste we are using for brushing the teeth, etc. So these are the direct use products, so that they are called consumer industries. Now, on the basis of capital investment, capital means money, which is money or machinery which is invested for industries. Based on its amount or the capital, how much the bulk of capital or the quantity of capital invested, we can say small scale industry or large scale industry or medium scale industries. So a small scale industry is defined with the reference the maximum investment allowed on the assets of a unit. How much of property or how much of money is invested in industry. For establishing any industry, the amount of money which is invested for the establishment of industry, that means it limits small scale industry, limits up to 1 crore of rupees. If any industry needs below 1 crore of rupees for the establishment, which is called a small scale industry. That is on the basis of capital investment. Now, another classification of industry on the basis of ownership. Who owns the industry? Here we can say public sector, private sector and joint sector ventures are there. What are the differences between them? We can say on the basis of ownership. Who owns the industry? Whether they are individual owners or a public sector. We can say first example public sector. From the word itself we come to know that these public sector industries are completely owned by the government agencies or government only. So government is completely controlling and production, ownership and production and supply of goods are completely under the control of the government in the public sector industry. We can say some examples: BHEL or Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited or SAIL, okay, SAIL, SAIL, Steel Authority of India, etc. These are completely public sector industry. That means they are completely owned by the government only. There is no private persons or private individual has no interference in this sector of industry. Now coming to the private sector, this is also on the basis of ownership. Private sector industries. What are private sector industries? They are completely owned and operated by the individuals or a group of individuals. That can be from one person or it can be owned by one person or a group of members or family members or many people together join together to establish an industry which is called private sector industry. But government has no interference in private sector industries. There are some rules and regulations government has made, but they do not interfere in the production of or selling of goods in the market in the private sector. Example we can say Tisco, okay, Tata Iron and Steel Company, Bajaj Auto Limited, Dabur Industries, Reliance Industries. These are all belonging to the private sector, completely owned by the private individual or a family or their group of people. Now, joint sector industries, from that we can understand from the word itself, from the term joint is two or more than two people are joining together. Now, who are the people here joined together? State or individuals. That means the government or other individuals join together, okay, in order to make provide some employment opportunities to the people. Also, these sector industries are very important. We know that a group of people or individuals join with the government, which are also called joint sector industries. Example we can say Oil India Limited. It's a jointly owned by public and private sectors. Okay, government with the government collaboration, private individuals also join with the government. They also provide some capital invested in the joint sector. Now another sector of industry is cooperative sectors. These are owned and operated by the producers or the suppliers of raw materials or workers or both. Okay, in any rural area especially we can find the cooperative sector industries where farmers also join together with the cooperative societies there. Okay, so they are producers and even the suppliers of raw materials who are supplying raw materials join together, form the cooperative society, and they are also operating cooperative sector industries. Here, what is the importance? Whatever they are pooling, they pool all the resources and share the profits or losses, whatever occurs equally. Now, how many of the people? Suppose there are 10 members in the cooperative society or 50 members are there. All their raw materials are collected together and supplied in the market. Whatever the profits earned by, if it is loss, they all have to, all the members or the shareholders have to share equally that loss. And if it is profitable, equally, according to the percentage of share. Suppose one person has a 10% of share, he has invested 10 lakhs, or another person has invested 20 lakhs, another person has invested 50 lakh. So their percentage of share, how many percentage of share they have invested or the capital they have invested in the industry, that percentage of profit they will get. Suppose 10 lakhs who is invested 10 percentage of share he gets. Another person who has 50 lakhs invested, that means 50 percentage of share he gets. The profit earned is divided between all the members according to the amount of share or the quantity of share they have invested. Now, another one is we can say the examples in the cooperative societies in Maharashtra. There are sugar industry and coir industry in Kerala. These are examples of cooperative societies. Okay. Now, based on the bulk and weight of raw materials and finished goods, how much of raw materials are used or how much of finished goods are produced in industry, amount or the quantity of goods produced or raw materials used in any industry, we can say they are heavy industry or light industry. Heavy means we know that very largely they are producing in the heavy industries. Bulk quantity of goods are produced and sold in the market, that we can say iron and steel industry. It's heavy industry, very large capital is needed, not 1 crore or 2 crores, many crores. Heavy industries need the huge capital, and bulk quantity of goods are also produced in the heavy industries. Another one is light industries. They use light raw materials and produce light goods such as electrical goods, etc. These are produced in the light industries. Light materials, they do not need much bulk of capital in the light industries. So here we can say many other industries like as we have studied that on the basis of raw materials used, agro-based or mineral-based industries. More explanation of these industries we are coming to study in the next class.